Good morning. This is Gary DeWaal, and this is also another Bridging the Week for the week of July 1st through 5th, 2013, and today is July 8th. I hope most of you in the United States were able to have a 4-day Independence Day weekend and have come back rested and eager to go. The big news this week is the expiration of the CFTC's cross-border exemptive order scheduled for this Friday, July 12th. Unexpectedly, the CFTC has now scheduled an open meeting that day to consider final cross-border guidance and a cross-border phase-in exemptive order. What has prompted suddenly this open meeting? Not clear, but perhaps it is still yet another effort to embarrass the two remaining commissioners who oppose unilateral U.S. regulatory colonialism and seek a delay in the expiration of the exemptive order in order to better coordinate the implementation of cross-border regulation as is expressly required by the plain language of Title VII. Why do I say only two commissioners will be present Friday who may seek an extension of the exemptive order? That's because today, sadly, is the announced last day at the Commission for Commissioner Jill Summers, who has spoken out frequently in favor of better international coordination in the past. I, among many, will miss Jill's reasoned views on this as well as many other topics. On Monday of last week, the European Commission informed 13 international investment banks, ISDA, and the data service provider Markit of its preliminary conclusion that they had infringed European Union antitrust rules that prohibited anti-competitive agreements. This is because they allegedly colluded to prevent exchanges from entering the credit derivatives business between 2006 and 2009. According to the EC's preliminary findings, between those years, Deutsche Börse and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange tried to enter the credit derivatives business by approaching ISDA and Markit to obtain necessary licenses for data and index benchmarks. However, the 13 investment banks controlling these bodies instructed them to grant licenses only for over-the-counter trading and not for exchange trading. Some of the investment banks also sought to harm the exchanges in other ways, claims the EU, such as by coordinating the choice of their preferred clearing house. This investigation was begun during April 2011, originally against 16 investment banks and Markit. At this point, the named parties can review the documents in the EC's investigative file, reply in writing, and request an oral hearing to present their side of the case. If after this process is concluded, the EC concludes there is sufficient evidence of infringement, it can issue a decision prohibiting the conduct and impose a significant fine against each of the parties. Staying international, on July 3rd, the State Council of China approved the relaunch of the government bond futures contract after an 18-year suspension. On Friday, CSRC indicated it had approved the China Financial Futures Exchange, or CFEX, to trade this futures contract, but did not say precisely when trading will begin or who will be authorized to trade the contract, which, by the way, is based on the 5-year China government bond. However, CSRC did indicate that it will take CFEX at least 2 months to prepare for trading. Well, since this is a slow news week, I will use this opportunity to remind FCMs and broker-dealers that it might be a good time to review their email retention system to ensure their systems are retaining all electronic communications precisely as expected. As I reminded folks in a May 9th article on my website, following a FINRA disciplinary action against 5 ING firms and ING's payment of a $1.2 million fine, sometimes electronic communications retention systems, even those provided by reputable third parties that once were fully compliant, stop being so for a host of reasons. So this is a good time to conduct a sample request that requires production of all types of your sanctioned electronic media, whether emails or IMs, from captive or third-party systems such as Bloomberg, and make sure that you're able to produce the type of email that you expect, including BCC mail, as well as encrypted email, and attachments to email too. Well, that's about it for top regulatory-related stories this shortened week. Until next week, this is Gary DeWaal. Have a great week.